I'm going to make a phone call, and just hold on to your seats because this person is an expert on things that are happening, especially in Dallas.
Yo.
Let me see. Is this Pizza Hut or is this...
Hello, Pizza.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to...
Can I help you, please? Yes, would you like pepperoni with that?
Ladies and gentlemen...
You know that we've got this new cheese inside the crust Pizza Hut pizza. What's up, my friend?
You know what?
Wayne, how are you?
I want the cheese in the crust. I want the cheese in the crust, Mr. Hannity.
You know what? I want you to load that sucker with bacon.
All right, who's on the line with you there, Wayne?
Okay, you remember Cam, the one that you were going to take away from me and put on your show, Cambry Nelson.
Yeah, by the way, she's too good for your show.
Oh, yeah.
I am so bad. Why would you even want me to call in? I'm ruining your show.
No, because
Hey, Cam, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, darling?
I'm good. The sad times, isn't it? It's really pathetic.
Yeah. Look.
It's unbelievable. We're shooting cops. We're assassinating police officers.
What did you
think? It's a war on police. The guys that are on the front lines now, they don't want to do their job. Obama, the 4-time loser with Ferguson and Cambridge and Trayvon and Baltimore. He rushes to judgment. Speaks 3 hours before this event. The tapes don't look good. Especially, I didn't like the tape in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that was something.
You know what? I couldn't tell if the guy was trying to get a gun yet. Doesn't a cop deserve a trial like everybody else?
Yeah.
And the presumption of innocence. We have to act like this because, why? Why do people act like this?
Right. Sean, some of the people in our, because we're broadcasting this live on YouTube, some of the people in the chat room want to know, is this really Sean Hannity?
It's really Sean Hannity, YouTubers. Are you actually video doing this? Or
yes,
what?
sir. Yep, I sure am.
Hang on, let me pull it up. Where are you on?
Okay.
Right Side Broadcasting Network, RSBN.
What is it called?
Let me send you the link real quick. Let me send you the link.
I can't do it on the phone. You got to tell me.
Oh, okay. RSBN.TV.
Wait, go slow. What is it?
R S
yeah
B
S
N
B
N
RSB
RSBN
N
.TV. N is in Nancy.
TV.
Yep.
Where's the Nancy?
RSBN.
RSBN, Right Side Broadcasting Network.
RSBN.TV,
yep.
And then hit go.
Yep.
All right, there we are.
Okay. You see me on the front page?
No.
Oh.
This thing didn't work.
It didn't work? RSBN.TV.
As
you know what?
Right Side Broadcasting Network.
Where are you anyway?
RSBN. I'll do it as we talk. How you doing? How's the show going?
It's fine. We are broadcasting now on the Right Side Broadcasting Network. We're doing video every night. That's right. We're finally up to 5 days a week. Okay. We're up to 5 days a week.
That's not good. You're going to... Good job. I don't like that.
Oh, okay. All right. No. Hey,
what are you all talking about tonight?
It's open phones tonight. It's been a real strong week, though. We had Comey, we had Hillary, we had these shootings, we had the thing in Dallas. It's been a real long week.
I was supposed to be on vacation all week.
You know what? I saw
I came back in the day that Hillary got off scot-free, even though Comey laid out the case that she should have been indicted. And then I came back in. I'm in tonight. I'm going to be on in about 52 minutes, sorry, if I can do my math. And, this is a tragedy. Think about these 5 families. They've lost their loved ones. They're never going to get them back.
Right.
And it's, how you think of the Black Lives Matter movement. How do people that chant pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon, how do they get in the White House? How does Hillary seek their endorsement? How do presidential candidates, when asked the question, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter? Well, you know what? Your life is as important as mine. Mine is as important as yours.
Exactly.
This isn't about race. This is about human beings. And, the fact that people have taken it to that level, to me, is unconscionable.
It's a shame. It's a shame that people just want to use a skin color to raise up their frustration and to hurt other people. But with people like you, and I'm not not trying to raise up your head or anything, but with people like you that are out there.
By the way, you look really, really. You're a pretty good-looking guy with those glasses on. I'm on your webpage.
Well, thank you, man. Well,
I don't know who picked out that green shirt, though. We got to do that shirt over again.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to help me out there. I kind of tailor my wardrobe a little bit.
What offer? Listen, you picked the wrong guy. I'm like a jeans and T-shirt.
I know.
Guy,
I saw that. I need to get back in there too. Yeah.
Listen. But I'm worried about my country, Wayne. In all seriousness, I worry about weeks like this. Trey Gowdy, I thought, tore Comey up. I mean, it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And we have half the country right now, according to polls, that'll vote for somebody that is a congenital, pathological liar.
Right.
And the week before, we learned what she lied about with Benghazi. Now we know where she lied repeatedly on the issue of her server. Now we've got inflammatory rhetoric from a president constantly against police officers, and he rushes to judgment in high-profile cases. I went over this in my radio show today because I think the number is staggering.
Right.
But there's like 3,450 some odd murders in Chicago since he's been president. He's only spoken about Chicago 9 times. But yet every high-profile case that involves a cop, he goes out there and gives the country a lecture. And I'm saying, why don't you deal with your hometown of Chicago?
Right.
But the reason he doesn't is because it doesn't advance his, political, racial narrative. And that's sad.
Right.
Here it was, the first black American president of the United States, and things are worse than ever.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Sean. I mean, the one thing that we noticed is we watched this unfold live on national television last night. Stayed up late.
Yep.
They talked about 3. There was 3 suspects. Then they said now it's a lone. It was a lone wolf, which I honestly think it's a bunch of BS. I think there are more people involved. They did arrest 2 more other people. Why have they completely just stopped talking about the other 2 suspects they took in last night, and now they're just focusing on the lone wolf shooter, knowing that there was...
I don't know the answer to it.
Mm-hmm.
Ballistics would be able to tell us that answer.
Right.
I mean, they've got the gun of this guy, and if every bullet, it turns out, that casing, I mean, what a lot of people don't know about forensic evidence is every bullet almost has like its own unique fingerprint from the gun it's shot from. And if the ballistics match up that he shot every bullet, I'll believe it. If not, then that means other people were involved. What I don't like about it is this guy was pretty well trained.
Mm-hmm.
He was picking these guys off at a fairly big distance, except for the one guy that he stood over and put 4 bullets in at point-blank range. And he was targeting cops, and it was a racial... Here's another thing. It was a racial incident. There's no other way to get around this.
Mm-hmm.
And because he said he wanted to shoot white police officers. And, look at all the instances where, everyone wants to jump on if it's a white cop and a black suspect or a black individual, now we've got all these racial problems in America. We've got to look.
He said he wanted to shoot white people and especially
white officers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is such a serious situation and such a serious incident. But Sean, this is Hutch Bailey Jr.
Hey, Hutch.
You have such a powerful megaphone. You've been one of the most consistent people in journalism for the last couple of years, and especially now during the election season.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you a favor. Please, don't let Hillary Clinton off the center stage.
That's right. Keep on her. Keep on
her. I'm not saying there's anything.
Hey, Hutch, let me tell you something. I promise you I'm going to do everything I can. But I also have to tell you this, and this is a reality. I vetted Obama fully and completely. I went through his books. I went through his background.
Yep.
I went through his upbringing. I went through what black liberation theology, which so inspired him to join the Church of GD America. We went through his years in a Muslim school in Jakarta.
Mm-hmm.
We went over his comments. I mean, now we have an image of him in Muslim garb. I don't know what that's from. I'm not saying he's a Muslim, but he was quoted by Nicholas Kristof in the New York Times saying the most beautiful thing he's ever seen in the world is the call to Muslim prayer at sunset. And then a guy that can't acknowledge radical Islamic terrorism. He's got a mindset that is a Alinskyite. He's an Alinskyite disciple. He's, he learned at the altar of communist Frank Marshall Davis. Mm-hmm. He's friendly with unrepentant terrorists like Ayers and Dorn, and he went to the Church of GD America. And I told everybody that, and it didn't help, Hutch. We didn't come close to winning in 2008. Hey, we didn't come close in 2012.
Keep Hillary in the spotlight. That's what we got to do.
Who would you like to see as VP? Let's take a poll.
Newt. Or Chris Christie. Chris Christie or Newt?
I like Newt as well.
No, not Chris Christie. Newt.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And hey, Sean, Cole McNeely here. If you were listening earlier,
how many people are on this radio show? We've got a dozen people here. Every time I talk to somebody else.
4 of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Cam, you're not getting enough airtime. I think Cam should ask the next question.
Great.
I think
laughing.
what I say may be a little bit too controversial, so I may just keep my mouth shut on this.
No, well, go ahead, Cam.
Go ahead, say it. Now I definitely want to hear. You can't tease us like that.
See.
No, I mean, I was gonna say it earlier, but hey, I don't care. I put a target on my back. I'm a pit bull. Now, here's the thing I've noticed, and I know that we have watched this. I'm sorry, but it is fine. It strikes me quite odd that every single time, either Donald Trump is doing very well, he's about to propose a speech within the next 24 to 48 hours, or something comes out in about Hillary Clinton, like what happened, there always seems to be a terrorist attack, a bombing, a shooting. Something always happens every single time. And I've been writing these dates down, Sean. Call me a conspiratorial type of person, but I'm sorry. When something happens, and then literally I'm sitting here in my home going, oh, wait, is another terrorist attack going to happen? Is there going to be another shooting? So we don't have to take the focus off of Hillary Clinton and put it onto something different. I mean, I'm a conspiratorial person, but I mean, I have just noticed it, and you just cannot.
Look, I don't know the good news is this. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got one more week, and then you got the Republican convention. Next week, we're going to learn who Donald Trump's vice presidential running mate's going to be.
Yep.
I hope it's somebody strong that is reform-minded, that'll take on the weak, timid, feckless, spineless Republicans in D.C. I'm sick of them.
Yep.
And, you know what? I hope we get our country straightened out. But I'm going to tell you something. The people in America, and I'm actually going to go over this on TV tonight, and I just got done actually writing the second segment of the program. We do have problems with race in America. We do have a problem that is particularly hard hit right now. We've had a president for the last 8 years, and the number of black Americans on food stamps is up 58% since he took office. The number in poverty is by 10%. The number out of the labor force is 20%. Home ownership is down 6%. Median income in real dollars is down $2,400 in terms of how much money the average black family in America makes.
Right.
We already know that black teenagers are unemployed. Now, if we look at a lot of these incidents and things that are going on in the country, we're not helping these kids.
Right.
We're not. If I was Wayne, look, I'm a bit of a rebel, and I have been my whole life.
Yeah.
If I wasn't washing dishes by hand in a restaurant every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when I was a kid, and all summer long, I would have been hanging out with my dopey friends. And if we lived near each other, it would probably be you and me.
Let's hang out, man.
And we'd be doing bad stuff. Because that's what kids do, and we're not helping these kids. We put them in a school system that is broken down and dilapidated. We tell them they're going to keep their doctor and their plan, and they're going to get free medical care, and they're going to save money, and they end up paying 50, 60% more than what they were paying before. Mm-hmm. We send kids off to war. They win cities like Mosul and Ramadi and Fallujah and Tikrit, only to hand it over because it gets politicized in Washington. These are kids, black, white, Hispanic, Asian. I mean, we're losing, we've lost this country. We're losing this country. Right. We are in a major decline. And I'm hoping for a really dramatic shift in how we govern. Otherwise, our kids are going to suffer. They're suffering now.
Sean, quick thing here. Cole McNeely, I was the one that you skipped to go back to Cam. But I'm a 19-year-old college student. And
yes, sir.
I will tell you this much. Race relations, from my perspective, is that for white men under the age of 25, the country has become more and more hostile towards us, and that's just the reality.
And did you say you were white or black?
I'm white. Yeah.
You mean it's getting hostile towards white males?
For white males, yeah, because this entire narrative about, and I'm not saying I'm a victim. I don't think it's at that rate at all. But it's this whole thing that nothing we do is earned. Everything is handed to us because of our white male privilege.
You know what? That's a crock. Yeah. I've lived life poor. I mean, really poor. When I started out my adult life, like at your age, I had no money.
Yep.
I paid. It literally would work to pay my own way through college. Took one student loan out. My parents didn't pay my rent. My parents didn't pay my college. They didn't pay my light bill. They didn't pay, for anything. I paid my own way. And life for everybody's hard. Okay, I make money now, but and life maybe is easier because I do, but life is hard for everybody. Everybody's going to face obstacles, and the key, what's missing, and it's so, we've got to assume that every kid is born, regardless of race, with talent and ability from God, and the Latin derivative of the word education is educare, to bring forth from within. And if you believe that every child has that within them and it's in their DNA, then our job as adults is to water that plant and give it the sunlight and give it the education and teach them the skills that they need to succeed. Now, if you run into obstacles, or let's say a minority kid runs into a racist, that is bigoted and prejudiced and shuts the door on his face, the answer isn't that, you complain that, you're not being treated well. The answer is you go knock on 5 more doors.
Right.
And you knock on 10 more doors. And you wait till you meet the person that is going to judge you by the content of your character.
Right.
Because most Americans are not racist. Most Americans, if you're an employer and you find somebody that's capable of doing the job at a high level and making you money, you're going to hire that person.
Right.
You're not going to sit and think to yourself, oh my gosh, that person's this or that, or play identity politics in your mind. You're going to try and hire the person that's going to help you do your business right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business person yourself, look, you just gotta build a better product or make a better service available at a price that people want and can afford. It's simple economics, and it works.
And Sean, one last thing.
If you want to be a victim, you're never going to go anywhere.
Right, and one last thing before you go. I attend Hillsdale College, and I want to thank you for your support of Hillsdale. Hillsdale's
a great place. Well, Dr. Larry Arnn is a good man. He's a smart guy, and I have great respect for him. I really do.
Before you do go, since it's my show, chump.
Why, you kicking me off your show already?
No. I would never kick you off the show, but I do know.
You just kicked me off the show. You just said before you go, before I throw you off the line. I heard that.
Look, make sure.
Cam, did you hear that?
I heard that, but I'm just muting my microphone because I typically get in trouble.
Oh.
Hey, what's up with you? What's up with you stifling Cam's speech here?
I cannot believe she's doing
that. What's up with that? Are you a misogynist?
She's acting up right now. She's acting up because we got guests in the house. That's what it is.
I'm acting up. I'm muting my microphone. Y'all should be happy.
No.
Oh, she's acting up. She doesn't know her place. Is that what you just said?
No.
I'm thinking she needs her own show. That's what I'm thinking.
I did not say that. But look.
Hey, Cam, I've seen your tweet. Yeah. Listen, look at this show right here. Right? Wait a minute. This is America. Just think for a minute.
Yep.
Here we have my friend Wayne. He's a Black American entrepreneur radio host. And here you have as your co-host people of all different races and backgrounds, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Here you have Sean Hannity, a buddy of yours,
my brother,
different race and background.
Yep.
But you know what? We have a deep respect for each other.
Yeah, we do.
Because we love our country and we want our kids to have a better life than we had.
Exactly. And
is that so hard?
And I don't need Congress to be standing on the Senate floor or the House floor telling me that they're doing something to help my kids. I can help my own kids.
Exactly.
They can go to Congress and take care of what they're supposed to do and then leave, go back to their communities and work on the legislation that they went up there and created. I don't need them.
Hey, listen, you may laugh at what I'm about to say. I think you should run for Congress.
Oh,
I really do.
Man.
What do you mean, no?
Because, I tell you what, if I run for Congress, then you got to run for president.
No, I'm not running for president. No.
What do you mean, no?
What are you trying to get me? You want me to go through that vetting process?
Look.
I was drinking beer when I was 12 years old.
Well,
Let's start there.
Yeah, well.
I was taken home by the cops in first grade. Let's start there.
Well.
You want to go through this? You want to put me through that vetting process?
Well, I said the same thing. I kissed a girl I wasn't supposed to at 9, and I know that they would come out after me on that one, too.
9?
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Cam? What a player.
Well, look, I want you to, we're going to try to have you on at the convention, okay?
No. Listen, I'll do anything you want. I love you. You're my friend. You're a patriot. I love everything about your show.
Thank you.
I'm happy for your success. I wish you'd let Cam talk a little more. I think you're a little unfair to Cam.
We're going to talk to Cam when the show gets cut off. I'm going to talk to her about it.
Why are you talking to Cam? Why,
she's quiet. She's telling on. Okay, all right.
I didn't tell on. Hey, I have just kept my microphone muted. That is all, y'all.
So Sean,
you know what?
Why are you making her keep it muted? I'm not liking
it's the
this.
air condition.
Sounds like
it's
Obama's America.
No, it's the air condition. That's what it is, Sean. Yeah. That's what it is.
The listeners do not want to listen to me today. They don't. Sean Hannity's on. The listeners could care less if I'm even speaking.
Me too. They were like, Wayne, shut up. Let Sean talk. Shut up.
Oh, right. Wayne, I thought you were saying you could care less if Cam was talking. I thought that's what you meant.
Are they actually writing you on YouTube? Is there a comment section there?
I love Sean Hannity.
Is there?
Let's see.
Wait a minute. Who wrote that? I love them back.
Ashley Marie 420 said, I love Sean Hannity. And that
Ashley Marie, if I write Ashley Marie 420 back, you know what my life is going to be like at home? I'm dead. You try to get me killed? Ashley Marie 420, I love you back. Said. Great, I'm dead.
Checkmaster 1965 says Hannity rocks. Oh yeah, Hannity for VP.
Thank you guys.
Anthony Ward wants you to run for VP.
I love the support. I couldn't do my show. You can't do your show without people that support us.
Exactly.
And I love the people that do. And trust me, there's a lot of people that hate all 5 of us.
Yes.
There's a lot of them.
Yes.
And and they don't like that we speak the truth. And I don't care about those people. I care about my audience.
Well, look, before I let you go, because I know you have a show. I
have one more question for him.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we
still
vote for you? I voted for you, Hannity. I did text the number that you're.
I did
on
too.
Your show.
I did too.
You know what? I honestly think it's over. I have no idea, and I really am so mad at my producer because I know all these other people were like out there pleading and begging and saying vote for me. And I'm like, I'm not going to beg my audience to do that.
Yeah.
And if they want to put me in the Hall of Fame, that's fine. And
you deserve
it. Maybe when I'm dead and they have a slow year, they can put me in then.
That's okay. I'll bring you back. Listen, you are on the Right Side Broadcasting Network right now, RSBN.TV. This is the network that captures all of Trump's videos, all of Trump's speeches, all of Trump's policy.
Well, we got to link it to my website.
Okay, I will. I'll send it to Lauren. Okay, Lauren.
Yeah, tell Lauren, Linda, I don't care, whoever you talk to.
Okay.
Good deal. And RSBN's the best.
Yep. And believe me, they have a whole archive, and they've been they even got the credentials now, so they'll be at the different speeches.
Really, we're letting you at the convention?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, man. Is Cam going to get in at the convention? If she's
Cam
there,
is going to be there.
Break loose.
I know. That's why I'm bringing her.
So you guys just get prepared.
That's why I'm bringing her.
I'm going to be there.
I want you there. I want to hang out with you guys.
There we go. See? Right Side Broadcasting
Can you imagine
Network.
this conversation with like 4 beers in us? It's going to be that much better.
Wait a minute. Like 2 beers, and I'm hilarious.
Oh.
All right, so we'll give you 6, and then we'll really make you funny.
It used to be Hannity and Combs. Now it's going to be Hannity and Cam.
You think so? All right, guys, I got to roll. They're gonna.
Okay. Hey, thank you, big time, and you have a good show tonight.
Putting powder on my face. God bless you all. You're all paid.
Love you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sean Hannity here on the Wayne Dupree Show. Told you we bring you the best interviews. Look, I sent him a message. I was like, come on the show. He was like, I'm busy. He did. He was like, I'm busy.
You say that, though.
He was like, I'm busy. And then he sent me the phone number. I was like, oh, okay. So guess what, Sean Hannity? I got your phone number. I got your phone number. I got your phone number.
He's probably